See you after 4.
These cool, crisp mornings are very nice, but before we know it, the cold weather is going to be here. So Jake Self from Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical is here to get us all ready. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You kind of rubbed salt in a wound for me as we sat down. Jake said, well, let's talk about heating maintenance because you've learned that lesson, haven't you, Julie? It happened to me.
It did happen
last
to you.
January.
Yes, ma'am.
Super cold day. I had not done my heating maintenance and we lost heat. And if it wasn't for you and the quick work you did, we were out of heat for a good week or two.
Yeah,
and it could have been longer. Yeah.
Yep.
So
again, the big need for a heating maintenance prior to needing the heat. Let's make sure everything is going to be functional. And a lot of people like us to come out and turn the system on for the very first time, because you get the funny smells of the dust sitting on the heat exchangers or the heating elements. So it can kind of smell like maybe there's some smoke in your ductwork or whatever else, but more times than not, it's just those things burning off the excess of not being used all summer long.
So is heating maintenance, dumb question maybe, but when you have, like if you're part of the Happy Hiller Club and you do the maintenance twice a year, right, for air and heat, when they come out and do the heat, are they checking only that part of the unit? You're not looking at the air conditioning side?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you had a heat pump system, we're still looking at the outside unit, which depending on what kind of system that you have, if it's what we call a gas system with an air conditioner, we're going to focus on that gas furnace inside your house for the most part. But if you have a heat pump system, we still need to look at both sections because your electric heat strips are inside and the heat pump is your outside unit.
Okay, so is there anything we need to be doing right now besides having you come out to do the check to make sure that that heating unit's going to be as sound as possible?
Make sure we're staying on top of our filter changes, and we're about ready to hit leaf season, so we need to make sure our leaves and debris are staying away from the outside unit.
Okay, if you are having to buy a new unit, if that's what you're facing, is there anything to look for in purchasing a new HVAC system?
I would like to caution everybody to look at the company as a whole. There's going to be times that I'm probably going to be one of the more expensive companies to do business with, but when you have an issue Saturday morning or Sunday morning or in the middle of the night, who's going to answer their phone? Licensed, bonded, and insured, making sure there's recourse if something happens that didn't go as planned with that install, that company is going to stand behind their work.
If you are, hopefully if you're going to get a new HVAC system, you're planning it, not having it hit as an emergency your way. Can people counsel with you and your team?
Yes.
To see about what's the best option for their house? Because not every house is going to need the same type of unit. Forget size.
Square footage, you have moisture issues, all that gets put into play.
Does having animals that live in the house with you affect how your HVAC system works?
That would
all
be
that dander and stuff?
Filter changes. Make sure those filters are getting done.
Monthly?
Monthly, usually, if it's just the 1-inch filters,
So you mentioned the cost. Some people are already part of your Happy Hiller Club. Some people are not. So you've got kind of a special offer.
So for the month of September, if you're part of our Happy Hiller Club membership, you get 25% off of any needed repair the month of September. If you're just calling us for the very first time, you get an automatic 10% off. But if you become a Happy Hiller Club member that day, we'll go ahead and honor that 25% off.
And just give us a refresher course. The Happy Hiller Club membership gets you what?
You're going to get, depending on which one you want, some people have preferred plumber or preferred heating and air guy, but you could get up to 2 visits in HVAC, 1 in electrical and 1 in plumbing, or we can a la carte it the way that you need it done for your house.
Do you have a preference of gas heat versus electric heat, or does it matter?
I would love to have gas heat because it's hot, but where I live it's only electric, so make sure that's all put together and stay safe for us.
So the thermostat wars are about to ramp up again.
Yeah, well, we might be just opening the windows for a minute or two.
For a little while.
Until that happens,
When it happens, just like with the air conditioning side, just pick a setting and leave it alone. That's the best thing.
I really caution on that 3-degree split. That way you're not stressing your system and either letting it get way cold and then all of a sudden you want it hot, or vice versa.
So what do you mean by that? If you're going to keep it at 7?
So my personal house, I want it cooler when I go to bed. So I'm going to let it drop to say 65, and then during the day I want it at 68 when all the kids are meandering around. And
okay, you keep it on 68 in the winter? You wear a lot of sweaters?
That's what fall's for.
I don't think I keep mine that cool. I don't think I can do that. That's pretty impressive, Jake.
Well, we
You have
have
a roaring
customers
fire.
that are 80 to 85 too. And
Yeah, I was at
that's a
my
little
mom's
warm.
house recently, and that was pretty hot down there. Okay, if you want to get in touch with him, it's very easy. It's happyhiller.com. What an easy website to remember. But if you want to call him, 481-9180, the 10% off or 25% off if you're already a Happy Hiller member is through the month of September.
Correct.
If they come out to you, you say, hey, I want to be part of that team, they're going to drop you up to, or bump you up to 25% off as
Correct.
well that same
As
day.
the needed repair. Yep.
All right, great to see you, Jake.
Thank you.
The Wandering Son returns. The older brother who's been away from